Can we talk Nene and Nene's YouTube channel? Okay, so first and foremost, I want Nene to win. I want Nene to pay her bills, okay? So,
I want Ray to live. I want him to pay his bills.
So this is not about bashing Nene. This is about, I'm rooting for you, Nene. I really am. I truly am still rooting for you. However, I think that someone has given you some bad advice.
Get your team to help you out.
All right.
Okay.
Now, sure, people are showing up to your channel and dropping into the comments and liking your videos. They're feeling sorry for you, Nene. They're feeling you, Nene. They're feeling your pain. However, how long will it last?
That's what I said. Did I say that?
Like, how long will people stick around to watch Nene talk about her life? Because let's be honest, it's not fabulous.
No shade, no shade.
One of my favorite vloggers, shout out to Gabor, said he exposed Nene. He said she living in an apartment. Not that there's anything wrong with living in an apartment. Saying that her bed post basically touches the bathroom. Like, she could roll into the bathroom from that bed, which is true. Now, mind you, you can live in a condo in a high rise and still have a small space, and they could be a very valuable condo or high rise. But it seems as though Nene took her oversized furniture from her mansion and put it in this small space. Now, I know some people are like, you in a small space right now. Yeah.
Shut up! Before I bust a cap up in your ass.
Yeah, but guess what? I'm not at Nene's status, right? I don't have the fame of Nene. So, but Nene is in her bed doing pillow talk. She's catching us up on her life. She first she was telling us about her weight loss struggles. Okay. Everybody has these weight loss, and she's saying how she's getting the shot, the Ozempic shot, the Mounjaro shot. She went to we went with Nene to the weight loss spot, whatever, let's just call it that.
Boring.
But Nene, ultimately it's showing that you're lazy. Now you're in your bed. Mind you, I felt you on this about not having in case of an emergency, because I relate to that, because my father died a few years ago and my mother is getting older, and my sister screens her calls.
Dad, I don't like people playing on my phone.
So who is mine in case of emergency? But it's like Nene went on and started crying, and people bought those tears. I didn't necessarily buy the tears because I don't think Nene's that good of an actress.
Cricket nipples. Well, I know a thing or two about overcoming. When I was growing up, they said that black folks couldn't swim. But I had a dream that one day I would get to the promised land.
But Nene, if you really wanted this to be about you and your life, you could have called this your YouTube channel, or you, instead of calling it Pillow Talk, call it The New Normal. Get it? You were on the show that was canceled called The New Normal when you went to Hollywood.
Okay, girl, bye.
Bye.
This is your new normal, Nene, but it's not. I don't think that what you're talking about is going to keep bringing people to the yard. People are not that interested in your life. It's not that interesting.
Scream. Punk ass bitch.
And let's let Nene be a lesson to all these women out here saying, I need a man who's a provider. I need a man who's going to take care of me. I need a man with a lot of money doing this. Well, Greg once had a lot of money. And guess what? Greg became ill and unfortunately died. And now Nene is trying to pick up the pieces.
Pick up the pieces! Just pick up the pieces!
So she can figure it out. But that's because she relied so heavily on Greg that she doesn't know how to do life without Greg. Now, mind you, I haven't been married, and I haven't been married for that long, so I don't know what it feels like. But one thing I do know, my mother was married for 55 years. And my father died a week before the 55th anniversary. They've been together forever. But one thing my mother always did throughout their marriage was take care of things. And guess what she's still doing at 79 years old? Taking care of things.
Then die.
Did I ever ask you for anything? Did I ever ask you for anything? I never asked you for nothing, not even your sorry ass hand.
So I say that to everybody. If your goal is to have a man take care of you and provide for you, just know that the tables can one day turn on you. So always have your own and always take care of yourself.
I think you're a know-it-all.
Maybe I know it all.
I don't think anybody knows it all.
Well, I may know it all. So if you would like to know any of it all, come to me and I'll tell you.
But back to this YouTube channel, and let's go into a little bit of marketing. So Nene expressed on her channel, on her show, that, you know, when she went to Bethenny's house, that, oh, I can see the difference. I see the difference. The lifestyle is definitely different. And like, she started out with me. I was like, Nene, Bethenny started out with a plan. She had a plan for herself when she entered the reality space.
This is a business, and we're in the business of being in business, and we're doing business. Nobody's business. Do it.
Bethenny had already been on a reality show, on Martha Stewart's reality show, before Real Housewives of New York.
The sky's the limit with me. Winning the job with Martha Stewart would make me the luckiest person in the world.
So she knew that the next step, if she were to go on another show, she said this, that I was going on with a plan. She went on. And Nene, let's just be clear. Bethenny and Skinny Girl Margarita didn't just happen out of the blue. She wasn't just successful. Like, you did your QVC, you opened your retail shop, and it was in Miami as well as in Maryland. And it didn't just happen like that. Skinny Girl was a process. From start, Bethenny was on the show ordering Skinny Girl margaritas before it was even a thing. She would ask a bartender, can I have a Skinny Girl margarita? And they would say, well, what's that?
It's Patron Silver on the rocks, fresh lime juice, and a little splash of triple sec.
Me too.
She would say that. She was planting seeds early on. Bethenny then had a graphic design, logo design, ideation process on the show.
She's not that skinny. It's not you. It doesn't look anything like you.
She needs to smile. Can you help me with this? And the hat needs to be more structured. Can you work with that? Because she's not hard to do.
She enlisted Alex McCard, I think that's her last name, who was her castmate, who was a graphic designer at the time, to design her logo. Mind you, she didn't go with Alex's logo, but we saw the process of Skinny Girl. Then Bethenny also had her other show with her husband at the time, and it showed the ins and outs of the business. So Bethenny was working hard at this business, Nene, but what have you been working hard at?
You know what, you know what, you know what? You know what, you know. You know what?
You've been working hard at trying to stay famous, trying to be a star. And I think a lot of these reality stars are presented with products from different people who see them as opportunities to sell their private label brands. Like, hey, you could sell some lipstick. Let's put your name on it, and bam, it's a product. Which takes me to She by Sheree. Sheree came on the scene saying her passion was fashion, when what I saw in my advertising brain and then my just layman brain is Sheree should be focusing in on fitness. I said that from jump. When Kenya and what's her name, Phaedra, were doing the donkey booty videos.
DJ, hit it. What's going on with the DJ?
Sorry.
Fire the DJ.
I was like, and Sheree was in the peanut gallery laughing. She should have been doing her own video. Fitness should have been Sheree's lane, but instead she tried to say fashion was her passion. But if it's your passion, why did it take 14 years for you to put your name, your horrible logo at that, I must say, your logo on some drop shipping product? I know that was a drop shipping product. I drop ship products. Okay, so Sheree, if that was your passion, you weren't working hard at it. And we saw old boy blasted you, you know, old boy who did all the designs for the show, how he blasted you.
On Thursday, that let me know, like, baby, you still ain't paid me. It been 4 days.
Right.
You need it next week. What we doing?
So you should have been doing fitness all along. And I know a lot of people say Sheree should do interior design because of the way that Chateau Sheree looks. But Sheree didn't design that house.
The color scheme is very like sexy.
I gotta admit, I had help with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never would have come up with this by myself.
So
But
how
I
much
love
of
it.
your design is you or inspiration or a designer? What is that ratio?
I would say 90% me, or
Okay.
maybe 75% me.
Okay, is it 90 or 75?
No, 75 is low.
85. Okay, 85. We'll stick with
85 me, because I have a good vision.
Okay.
You gotta admit, I had help with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never would have come up with this by myself.
So-
I gotta admit, I had help with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never would have come up with this by myself.
So-
I gotta admit, I had help with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never would have come up with this by myself.
So-
And I love putting things together, and I'm good with the color palettes, and I know what I like, but it's the small things that I
Right.
kind of like. Say, for instance, that little thing, or like putting this kind of stuff together.
So is
Not
this
really
your
my thing.
zen area specifically, or are you just
kinda is.
sleeping here?
They had her designer on one scene. I just saw it recently when I was looking for clips. I'm going to find that clip again. Because the designer, I actually follow him and his name escapes me. I want to say he's the same guy who designed Jackie's home, but don't quote me on this. But anyhow, Sheree should focus in on fitness. And speaking of another wife, Cynthia Bailey. Cynthia Bailey did that cargo line of bags. Why? Why are you doing backpacks, Cynthia? And where are they now? She did Cynthia Bailey eyewear.
Cynthia Bailey Eyewear is enhancing the faces of men and women worldwide, one face at a time. Starting with Cynthia Bailey.
Which I remember when I was working on a Walmart project for work. And we were looking for black owners, like business people who were sold at Walmart. And Cynthia Bailey Eyewear was sold at Walmart. So I think it might still be on the market. But to me, it's like, Cynthia, your lane should have been makeup and skin. Since you all about your cheekbones, Cynthia.
Cynthia Bailey doesn't have anything.
Peter does, though. So you got plenty
But some
going.
high cheekbones over here, honey. Win a case.
You should have been focusing in on your face. And speaking of which, let's go to even celebrities. Gabrielle Union came out with a hair care line. Why though? You're not known for your hair, Gabrielle Union. You're known for looking youthful. You should have done a skincare line. It's just like people are not thinking about the obvious. They are just doing things out of desperation and because people are presenting them with ideas, but they don't actually have marketing plans to develop these things and to see it through. And that's my concern about Nene's channel. It's like, what is the real plan? Because for you to get up here and talk about a day in the life of Nene from your bed, who's gonna watch it? And what's the shelf life of that? Like, what you should be doing, Nene, is interviewing all those ATL reality stars, bringing them on, talking a little bit of shit, just like everybody else. Take a page out of Dr. Heavenly's book. She's made that work. She's standing on her own. And Nene, you have the gift of gab. It's just that you have allowed this inauthentic Nene to come through versus your real Nene. And there are glimpses of the authentic Nene that comes through. Like when she was interviewed with Carlos King, we saw the real Nene come through. But when she was interviewing with Bethenny, we saw her code switch real fast. It's like she didn't believe that she can be herself around the good white woman.
Oh, the white woman's got a big heart. Lord, she's got a big heart.
Like, Nene, come on now. I want you to win. I really do. So drop into the comments and tell me what you think. Where should Nene take her channel? Should she even be doing it anymore? All right, like and subscribe.